This microphone is the Revox 3500 or M3500, and it is originally made by Beyerdynamic for Revox to go with their tape recorders in the 70s. This microphone has three differences as far as I can research compared to the Beyerdynamic M201N. First being it is a different impedance, so this is 600 ohms, whereas I believe the M201 is either 150 or 200 ohms, something around that. The other is that this doesn't have a humbucking coil, and the third is there's a high-frequency part of the circuit that's been removed, presumably to save costs when selling it to Revox. So this microphone is going to be used as my studio workhorse. So after a lot of research, it turns out that most people are using SM57s for their general day-to-day dog's body use microphone in their studios, and I wanted something a little bit better. So I looked at buying the M201 from Beyerdynamic because I really like Beyerdynamic microphones. I think they sound outstanding. Every single one I've tried so far has been great. Even the cheap ones might be a little bit plain Jane, but they still sound fantastic. So I've actually bought two of these. They're a matched pair, and they have cost a pretty penny to say the least, as they're not exactly sequential serial numbers. They're one-off being sequential serial numbers. Good enough for me to know that they're close enough to be matched, well enough to be used as a stereo pair. So these are going to be used as a stereo pair. Let's just take the top off this one so you can actually see what it looks like. And it is going to be my, as I say, studio workhorse microphone. So the M201NC, which just means low impedance and XLR socket on the bottom of it, is redesigned for Revox in this format, and it is the M3500, and it is a Hypercardioid XLR dynamic microphone that is very sensitive and has a very smooth, rich sound. It's got a lot of top end, and just for comparison's sake, I'm going to swap over so you can hear the other microphone. So this microphone is number 43 serial number, and the one you were listening to a moment ago with the pop filter on was number 41. Let's just pop the filter back on. Sorry about that. So yeah, this is the second microphone. So as I say, they're going to be used, generally speaking, in that configuration. So I think it's called XY stereo configuration. And yeah, I'm going to be using it on guitars and things of that sort of nature. It's going to sound absolutely awesome. So it's my dynamic workhorse studio microphone that I've got a couple of, so I can use them for various different tasks. I don't actually need it for snare, so I've already got a snare microphone. I've got a 422, also from Beyerdynamic, so this probably won't be used on snare. More often than not, it'll probably get used on acoustic guitars or guitar cabs. And I've been really struggling to find a pair of small diaphragm condenser microphones, and after looking at loads and loads and loads and loads and loads, these came up for sale in a matched pair, or like I say, almost matched. One number off being completely sequential. I thought, yeah, I'll have those. Why not? Dynamic microphones. I don't necessarily have to have a pair of small diaphragm condenser microphones. Why not have a pair of small diaphragm dynamic microphones? So that's exactly what I've bought. So once again, the Hypercardioid M201 equivalent made for Revox, and it's called the M3500, a Hypercardioid XLR using dynamic studio grade microphone made by Beyerdynamic, and this is how it sounds.